me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer. It's happened.
What?
It's my personality.
Oh, are you a sourdough queen?
I could not be more obsessed with it.
I mean, it was one of the first things you said to me when I walked in the door.
Yeah. I have been giving starters out left and right.
Oh, wow.
It's so healthy right now.
Are you kind of like a pusher? People are like, no, I don't need to. I can imagine so many people going, no, thank you, I don't need it.
No, people are begging me for it. Begging.
Okay.
2 people at work are like, Erin, I'm going to need a starter.
I love you, like people.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, that's right. It's given me and our counselor something to talk about. Every day we talk about our starter. It's great.
Wow. I mean, that is either the coolest or saddest thing I've ever heard.
Okay, well then this weekend, I woke up like almost as soon as I walked out the door. I hadn't even made coffee.
Oh.
And Penelope was like, can you make pancakes? And I was like, pancakes? We don't even like pancakes in this family. Like, we're not pancake people.
Right.
Ugh. Every Christmas, I try to make pancakes. I make them all cute. I make them into little reindeer and little
do?
Santas.
Who are you?
Yeah, I am like
a
Betty
good mom
Crocker.
one day a year.
Yes, I am so Pinterest mom once a year. It's on Christmas.
Not me. I'm just really consistently not that mom ever.
That's not true. Tonight, Penelope was like, I said, they were bragging about my food, that I made food. And I said, you guys are so lucky you got a mom who cooks so like every night. And Penelope goes, you don't cook every night. Aunt Maggie cooks every night.
Penelope's a liar.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah. No, listen, girls, since I got this promotion, I'm like, let's just go get dinner. Who cares? We didn't need that extra money before. We can just go eat it now. Let's just eat it away. Oh,
yeah.
my gosh. No mess.
Not in Penelope's mind. You cook every night.
That's good. As long as her perception is I'm perfect.
That's right. Well, like I said, I get up in the morning, haven't made my coffee. Can you make pancakes? I'm like, oh, I'll make pancakes, but you have to like eat them. Like you can't just, take 2 bites and then remember that pancakes are bland and boring and nobody likes them.
Well, do you not put butter in? Like, I don't eat them because it seems so indulgent.
I do, but they're like a carrier for syrup and butter. That's
right. Well, I mean, what else do you need?
It's true, but I've got frozen waffles for that. You just eat the frozen waffles.
Okay, yeah. I hear that.
That's in the toaster oven. You're done.
Better than just eating the butter and syrup off your hand.
Pretend like you're being healthy here. It's on a device.
I love how, and then whenever they do that, you're like, no, put it on the bread. Don't just lick it off. And then it's like, well,
why?
Why? It'd probably just be better just to lick it off.
Right. Yeah. Who needs all those carbs? But it's fine. So anyways, I thought, all right, I'll figure out how to make pancakes. This is weird. How do I make pancakes from scratch? I don't have any Bisquick at the ready. Yeah. And then I started thinking, I bet TikTok can tell me how to make some sourdough pancakes.
Oh my gosh, girl, it's happening.
They were, like I said, I don't like pancakes. I think they're bland and pointless carb when all I could do is just eat the butter and syrup. These were the best effing pancakes I've ever had. Good without syrup, good without butter.
What?
Oh.
Is it because of the sourness? Like there was just a little like, look at me. Quit sucking me in, Erin. Quit. I don't care about this. Like 2 minutes ago, I could have cared less about that. Couldn't have cared less. That's always a weird phrase.
Yeah, both are right, which doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
I couldn't care less is the only way that makes sense.
Either way, I did not want to know about this 2 minutes ago. And now I'm like, wait, were they kind of soury?
They were just so good. I put vanilla in them and a little bit of sugar, and they just were the perfect level of sweet.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you always put a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of sugar in your pancake?
I would love to go back to remind you of when I said I have never made pancakes from scratch.
One time,
Bisquick. I use Bisquick. You know that shake? You put it in a bottle, shake, and pour it. There's no flavor in those things.
Okay, but
no
maybe
flavor.
Next time you just put a little vanilla and a little bit of sugar
now I know,
in there.
But now I don't have to because I am never going to not have my sourdough.
So you made it just straight from the starter. Gosh, why?
Why
am I encouraging this and asking? I have a little bit of curiosity because I'm like, I see that nasty funk growing in that jar that you got. I'm so sorry.
That is so rude.
It was rude. As soon as it came out, I realized how harsh it was. Oh, she's got a name.
I named her Esther from my favorite psychiatrist podcaster.
Oh, I love that.
And this is like my new therapy. Esther, my sourdough.
I see what
And
you
every
did
night I feed her. I'm like, "Hi, Esther, how you doing?" And I just feel like she's like, "Girl, how are you doing?" That's what I'm here for.
Oh, she's really taking care of you.
She really is, and my whole family. We're so well fed.
So sad.
I'm gonna make sourdough yeast rolls
And happy
for Thanksgiving, and they're gonna knock everybody's freaking socks off.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait.
It's amazing. Let's go back to Esther.
Okay.
He really is amazing.
She really is. So is my so is my sourdough.
So is my podcast. It's called My Skeptical Sister. What is that called? I listened to it for so long and then I forgot about it for some reason.
I don't know, but she was on the morning show.
She's the cutest woman in the world. Like, she's beautiful.
She is beautiful. She was on the show, the morning show, which is not actually a morning show.
Oh.
And I just heard her talking and I was like, Esther?
Yeah.
My favorite? That's what made me think of naming my sourdough after her. Okay, so if you want to listen to Esther Perel's podcast.
I do.
It's called Where Shall We Begin?
Where Shall We Begin?
And it's a couples podcast.
Yes, but I find it like one of the most insightful podcasts.
Yeah. I mean, aside from ours.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know that we're in that category. Let's just say, no, we don't.
No. We can't.
No. Anyway, moving on. We're for different things.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, you go for her for your serious. Go for her for your learning about yourself, about your relationships, whether they're romantic or not.
That's what I was going to say. I listened to her for sure in my first year of marriage, probably saved my marriage.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like the second or third. I don't know. I remember it was a rough year, but I remember listening to her. Or just listening to these couples and the way she guides them.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It is brilliant. But then I remember also listening to several episodes going, well, this is not at all. This doesn't apply to my romantic relationship.
Yeah.
But it does apply to other things that have happened in my life.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen to it. It's like going to therapy without having to buy therapy.
Yeah.
And it's not as you're not putting yourself out there. You're not being vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You can just listen to other people be vulnerable.
Right. And if you have a curmudgeon husband who's like, I don't want to go to therapy, you can be like,
yeah.
Well, Esther told me that, and then you're still there. And
right.
He kind of hates Esther, but I love her.
Well, I remember that year that I started listening to her, I made James sit down and listen to several of the episodes with me. And every one of them, he was like, wow. She really has, he found it very insightful.
Yeah.
So if you can James is always open to that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah,
but
Kevin is not.
Kevin is not. But if you have a husband that's not, then you just be driving and all of a sudden it just finds its way on. It's this must be NPR. I have no idea what just happened.
Yeah. No, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
But speaking of coming to us for podcast.
Oh, yes.
Did you see that Heather is not mad at us?
Oh my gosh, hold on, I gotta switch gears. I thought you were going to talk about Kaylee's fan art, which was amazing.
I know, wasn't it? That's so cute.
Oh my
I posted it on Facebook. It's so cute.
It made me feel like we are so famous.
I know.
Kaylee, thank you for making my whole day. I know. Girl, it's looking good. I mean, I looked a little disgruntled and a little skeptical, but that's
definitely skeptical.
I was like, what, bitch, what are you saying in my ear? I don't believe it. But I look fucking fabulous.
Yeah, I know. I thought I looked cute too.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was going to talk about Heather because I'm not going to lie.
Because of all the crapping and praying?
I literally said, I'm sorry people are picturing you crapping right now. And I thought, how do I warn her that this is going to be said? Because usually I write hey, thanks for writing in. I'm going to read it on this week's episode. And I thought,
yeah, there's no warning of that.
Warn her. So I was kind of I goofed on a reading and we laughed a lot.
And good luck.
I didn't tell her that we were going to talk about her crapping the whole time.
How much we talked about her crapping and visualized it. I
know.
Sorry. Again.
She laughed. She said it was very funny. Her and her fiance listened and they laughed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I missed all that. I'm so glad she's not mad at us.
I know. I was really nervous.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love it.
In other news, I'm just taking over this banter section.
Look, good. I got nothing going on over here.
I am in a reading race with Amber.
What does that even mean? Sounds horrible.
Well, okay. Iron Flame came out, the next Dragon Porn book.
Mm-hmm. I forgot that was behind door number 4. Do you remember the other day for your birthday?
Oh, no.
No going back now. I think you already bought it for yourself.
I did. I sure did. And then, amazingly, it came up on my Libby immediately. So now I'm listening, even though I bought the book and I don't have to read the book. I can still cook and do dishes and just listen to it.
I don't understand you readers. I don't get it.
Why?
Why
want
would
the
you
book
buy
'cause
the
it's
book?
beautiful. It's like my
You keep
trophy.
looking over there. Where is it?
It's not up there yet because I need Kevin to think that I bought the book for a reason, and it's on my nightstand. I wonder what Esther would say.
Oh, a lot. I think she would have a lot to say about this, Erin. And I think after that session, Kevin might like Esther.
I just need to say, it's not that Kevin would shame me for spending the money. It's that he would shame me for listening to it.
Yeah, and I think he should.
No, he shouldn't. It's so much more convenient to listen to a book.
Okay.
I can get so much done.
So then you don't spend the money buying the book.
Listen. The
Here we
first book.
Here we go. Get ready, Esther.
The first book had sprayed edges and then little dragons on it. And they were beautiful. And now you can't buy them anymore. And it's one of my biggest regrets, second only to not starting Big Brother from the very beginning.
Gosh, listen to this.
But
okay.
And then not living in Ireland. I thought I was going to get to live in Ireland for a year, 3 years.
Hold on. Those two things are right up there with never moving. Like those are your regrets of your life.
Yeah, my biggest regret is not living in Ireland for 3 years. Okay. And then my second regret is not watching Big Brother as soon as it started airing. And then my third regret is not buying that book with the sprayed edges. It was so beautiful.
Very bizarre regrets to me, but
I just have a really good life and I'm okay with it. There's not a lot of things
you just made wonderful choices.
That's right. I don't regret that. It's
super smart.
Maybe some things didn't work out the way I wanted, but I got other things instead, and it's good.
Mm-hmm. I got a book of dragon porn.
Yeah.
On my nightstand that I don't even need because I can hear it in my headphones.
Right, for free from a library app. But
okay, well, yeah. Well, so then why do you care about that? So then that to me cancels out the whole. Like if you were paying, I forgot it was Libby.
I'm not paying.
Yeah. So then why do you care?
I don't care. I don't care at all.
Okay, now
I'm just saying. I did buy the book for like $25, and Kevin was like, I bought this book. He's like, okay. But now I don't want him making fun of me. He makes fun of me for calling it reading when I'm listening to a book.
Well, yeah, I could see that.
No, listen. All the librarians out there right now are fussing at you because they're saying, I'm still taking the book in.
Okay.
I'm still reading it.
Oh, well, then I'm an avid reader.
Yes.
I listen to so many podcasts.
No, podcasts are not books.
They don't count.
They're not books.
Well, then how? What? It's people talking. I take it in.
Okay. Anyways, I bought the book. And now I'm also listening to it. But guess who else is reading this book at the same time? Amber.
Oh, yeah.
Amber.
Where we started here.
Where we started. Thanks to my recommendation on the first one.
No, wait. Does Amber know you're listening to it?
Yes, I did finally tell her.
I was going to say, she knows now. You just put it out there for the world.
I told her. But listen, I love Amber. She will spoil. She'll be like, did you get to this part yet? But she'll tell me she'll write the passage. And I'm like, no, I have not gotten to that part yet. So now I read them like this. Like you can't see, everybody but Megan can't see me right now. I hold the phone kind of far and I squint my eyes and I'm like, no, yeah, okay, I have read that part. And then I can read the rest of her message. Or I'm like, I'm not reading what you wrote because I have not read that. I know I haven't read that. So I am like racing to keep up with her at least. So that she doesn't spoil the rest of it for me.
Man, she's competitive.
She sent just a GIF, like her little avatar on Facebook of her sobbing. And I was like, what the hell is that for?
Uh-oh, spoiler.
Why are you sobbing? Have I read why you're sobbing yet? Is that coming? Am I really going to sob? Or is this like, it takes a lot for me to sob in a book. Somebody has to like be dead.
I think that happens a lot in books, no?
But I don't know. Like some people can cry like, oh, wasn't that a sweet moment? I need to know why she's sobbing, but I also can't know why she's sobbing.
Happy tears, sad tears. What are we talking here?
It's very stressful. I just really need to read this book so that I can. There's only been 2 kind of steamy parts. And the first one, watch it. The first one was kind of tame. And then the second one was pretty good. But overall, I'm like, this book is not as good as the first book.
Oh, you heard it here first.
I know. I'll tell you. It's not as good. And it's like twice as long.
Okay, let me tell you what that means in Erin's term. There weren't enough romantic
I literally
parts.
Just said that. I said there was 2 steamy parts.
No,
and
you
one
did.
was
You
mild.
did. But I mean, I thought you just meant kind of like overall the book is not, but really it's just that there's only been 2.
That is the main gripe. But there's other gripes.
Okay.
So
it's not just all your mind in the gutter. But here's my thing.
Right. My mind's not in the gutter enough.
Oh, okay.
Thanks to this book. I'm always on adventure. I'm like, oh, great, we're under attack again. That's not what I want to read about. Who's reading the book for that?
Maybe you're in the wrong genre, Erin. It's not the book's fault.
Then you didn't read the first book.
Oh, they set the precedent.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Right into the author. Does she have like a feedback column?
I don't know. I feel like she might be too big for that, but I don't know.
Okay, not like a suggestion box anywhere around. You could just like drop that in.
If anyone knows.
We need more dragon porn.
I don't need the dragons to do it.
I feel like you do.
I need the people to do it.
Okay. My question, though, is that if you're in a race, like a legitimate race with Amber, does she realize that you not only listen to this book, but often listen to it at like 2.5
I do
times?
listen to it really fast. It doesn't matter.
Does
She's
she
still
know
beating
this,
me.
Oh, wow. Is she listening to it? Or is
I don't
she?
think so. She is a speed reader.
What?
I know. I don't know how she reads
amazing.
that fast. That's another thing. I just am not a fast, like, physical reader. I can't read that fast.
Yeah, no.
A little bit dyslexic. And you've heard me read on this podcast. Y'all get the edited version. It is rough.
Well, even if you like read that fast, are you comprehending it?
Right.
Are you even having enough time to react? Like, a gasp here or like, oh, hey.
No, she is incredible. She'll ask me questions. I'm like, well, I've never once thought about that.
Oh.
And I just read that segment. She's very insightful.
Well, that's because Amber's a fucking genius.
She is. She is proving it. I always knew she was smart when we were in high school together, but she is proving it way hardcore in this book.
Man, Amber, that is fascinating.
And such a super speeder reader. All right.
Speeder reader. I love it.
Okay, so my story I got off of Reddit. I asked permission, and they said to go for it, so I don't have a name.
Love it.
But the title of it is Chapstick ?
Oh.
Which
I need some. That would be great.
Oh. No, I don't have some.
It's fine.
If you're an avid listener, you might remember my only Sean Connery impression is him going, I can't do it. Chapstick.
Chapstick. I don't know how you do it.
Chapstick. Okay. So that's all I could read when I read the subject. This actually started back in February of this year. I live in a 2-story house, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. I've lived here since early 2017. It's just me and my 2 dogs living here. I have always heard noises throughout the house. Nothing ever bothers or harms me. Usually knocking on doors, footsteps running in the attic, or a ball of some sort bouncing faster and faster as if the ball was dropped and bounced till it stopped.
Ew.
So that's just a weird thing that happens in this house. He's like, nothing bothers me. Nothing bothers me, but I do hear knocking and running and a ball bouncing, usually. Okay, no big deal. The ball bouncing was almost routine, every 3 days in the evening at different times, but always every 3 days. I can never pinpoint where the bouncing comes from. It still happens. Well, one evening in early February, I came home. Dogs greeted me as usual. We went to the living room and sat on the couch to watch TV. I heard the ball bouncing again. I ignored it as it's normal to me now. Only this time, I heard the ball bounce again, exactly as before. I've never heard it twice in a row like that. I brushed it off. The dogs were also used to it. They remained asleep on the couch. I got up to get a soda out of the fridge. I go back to the couch, and there's a chapstick exactly where I was sitting. I didn't even remember buying any chapstick. Anyway, I put it on the table and continued on with my night. I watched a few episodes of The Walking Dead and headed upstairs to bed. The dogs followed me. We get up to my bedroom, and in the doorway, I see the same exact chapstick sitting upright on the floor in the middle of the doorway. If I were to pull the door closed, the chapstick would knock over. So it's like right in the middle of the door. I freaked out a little because I usually close my door so the dogs don't tear my shit up. I picked it up and put it in my pocket. I went back downstairs to get the other chapstick off the table, and it was gone.
What?
By then, I was really freaked out. I went back upstairs to go to my bedroom. I couldn't sleep for a bit. I tossed and turned. I looked at the chapstick, and it was a normal chapstick you'd find at any store. I sat it on my bedside table and tried to go to sleep, and I finally did. The next morning, I woke up, and the chapstick was still on the table next to me. I put it in the drawer of my nightstand and went downstairs to make a bowl of cereal. Still freaked out a little thinking about the night before. It was about 8:30 a.m. I made my cereal and went and sat on the couch. Of course, the chapstick is on the coffee table again. Freaked out again, I grabbed it and ran to my bedroom, and it was not on my bedstand anymore.
So it's clearly the same chapstick.
Yeah, this chapstick is moving.
Okay.
In his house. In their house. I don't know why I'm assuming genders here. I have no idea.
Okay.
I had to work in about an hour or so I took a shower and got ready, keeping the chapstick in my view at all times. I decided
That's just like a funny thing to do. Like, I can just see him like pouring a glass of milk and the whole time just staring at the chapstick, drinking it side-eyed.
Right.
I'm watching you.
I decided to take it to work and threw it in the dumpster at work and went on about my day. I didn't tell anyone what was going on. I just kept on pushing. I get home about 7:30 p.m. My dogs did not greet me this time.
Uh-oh.
I walked in and they were upstairs barking. I ran up and they were standing at my bedroom door growling. They saw me and snapped out of it. I opened my bedroom door and my nightstand was knocked over. I picked it up and figured the dogs were playing while I was gone, but I always shut my bedroom door, so that couldn't have happened. I was still freaked out, so I decided to sleep in the living room. I kept the lights and the TV on all night, the dogs by my side. I awoke about 3:30 a.m. to hear my dogs upstairs growling again. As I'm headed upstairs, I heard...
Why? Don't do that. That's where they're growling.
Right?
No need. You now know where the danger is.
Yeah, right. You would be like,
I know.
Why would you not go over there?
Right.
As I'm heading upstairs, I heard the ball bouncing again somewhere downstairs. I ignored it and went to see what my dogs were growling at. I didn't see anything. Everything looked normal, and I calmed them down. Soon after, one of my dogs ran downstairs into the kitchen and started barking ferociously at a cabinet near the fridge. I opened the cabinet, and lo and behold, the chapstick had returned. I left it there and slammed the cabinet shut. Right then and there, I yelled, "Whoever you are, I command you, go away or else." Still, even after all that, I was never harmed, just freaked out. Shortly after that, I hear footsteps running. Yikes. Mind you, my floors are all hardwood. I don't know where the running was, but it was downstairs this time. I heard the ball bouncing again. I yelled, "Get out now." It all stopped immediately. I was freaked out, but didn't hear a peep for about a month or so. The ball bouncing started again. The chapstick disappeared without a trace, but to this day, I still hear the ball bouncing. The house has been put up for sale, but until it's sold, I'm staying here. But anyone interested, I tell them the story beforehand. That's so nice.
Oh, that is so nice.
I don't hear from the buyers again. LOL.
Wow.
And now, as I finish typing this, the ball is bouncing. Upstairs somewhere. I've made peace with it, but the chapstick era freaked me out a bit because I never used chapstick at all. Dogs haven't growled at anything since that I know of. To this day, I still wonder, why chapstick?
Yeah, why chapstick? I mean, I'm glad to hear that the author doesn't use chapstick because that would really suck like a week later after like it's all over. And then your like lips are so chapped. You're like, damn it. I really wish that chapstick would start coming back again.
Yeah. It makes me think of that story you tell to kids, like when you're a kid and you're trying to be scary, you know, you're trying to tell, and you're like, bloody fingers.
Oh my gosh, Aaron. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, there's a story, and I couldn't remember which one it was. But why bloody fingers? Why does that? Because that was the one that popped in my mind too. But because in that story, it just keeps
it's like
coming?
They just need a Band-Aid.
At the end, yeah. It's like something so innocent and like ridiculous.
But still, really, when you think about it, it is creepy because I think they just keep hearing somebody.
Well, I think like there's like a couple different versions, but and the version I remember, it's like the wife, like, yeah, I hurt my finger, I need a Band-Aid. Like, but why do you keep saying bloody fingers? But anyway, it was like stupid. But this was definitely not a stupid story. It did remind me of kind of that pattern of a story that you read, like I could predict what was going to happen. I was like, we bet that chapstick's going to show up somewhere, you know. I
feel like maybe it's just a very concerned ghost, and they're like, man, that person never uses chapstick. Their lips look so dry. I'm just going to put a little chapstick right here. Oh, they missed it? They left it downstairs? I'll put it upstairs for them.
I got you, boo. Okay, well, boo. Did you see what I did there? Ghost.
I got you, boo. I got you now, yeah.
Okay. Look, I didn't even know what I did there until I said it. Then I was like, oh, that's fitting.
I know. You said something about that earlier with the Astaire. I didn't mean I stare, but then I thought, oh, that's funny.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I'm going to let that stay in because that's funny. But no, I didn't.
Oh, that's
Astaire. Her name is Astaire. And she's like my therapy.
I thought you meant I stare at my sourdough all day long.
No.
Oh, that's so funny. The way you worded it, I really thought you were being punny.
It's just my southern accent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that wasn't southern.
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 Okay. Well, in the very beginning of the story, when they were talking about the bouncing ball, and how it was so rhythmic and like there was a pattern.
Yeah.
What did they say? Like happened every 3 days,
right?
Or it happened like in such a pattern that could like predict it.
Right.
It changes eventually, I guess, in the story.
Yeah, because then it starts doing it twice.
Right. But in the beginning, I was going to say, I really feel like that's something internal in the house. Like it's something that they're just not aware of. It could be like the water heater, or it could be some strange, I don't know, furnace or something that they just don't know that that's what it is.
Yeah, I thought that too when I first read it, but it sounds like it's coming from different places.
Within the house.
Like now it sounds like it's downstairs. Now it's upstairs. Like when I'm...
It could be a pipe that like is...
Oh, it's a basilisk in the pipes like in Harry Potter.
Sure. If that's a real thing, yep.
Well, it's not. It's
okay,
Harry Potter.
Well, I just meant it's a pipe, and then like maybe it's a gurgling sound, or it's something that's like an air bubble getting trapped somewhere, something like that. But it's some sort of pattern. Something that you're doing every 3 days is causing that. Like maybe you do your laundry every 3 days, or you do something, and then it's causing that pipe to do that.
Okay, but then when it repeats, what's your excuse for that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you switched up your laundry days and you didn't realize you did it, and all of a sudden. But as far as the chapstick goes, so here's like a weird theory we could enter in there, like some sort of time loop or something where it's like the chapstick got dropped, or the chapstick...
Maybe in another life,
or like you like to say this, like parallel planes or something.
Yeah, parallel.
Something like that.
Universe? Is that what I say?
Sure, I don't know. You're the one that says it
I don't know
all the
if
time.
I do say it all the time.
I've heard you say it before.
I mean, maybe like in another version of this person, they're obsessed with chapstick.
They love chapstick.
And they just have it everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe like what if in a different time period, like 80s time period, the person that lived there did love chapstick, and like that was what they were known for, and they had chapstick, and they would put chapstick like in multiple places.
And that
she loves chapstick.
Yeah, have you ever met her?
Oh yeah,
she uses chapstick
a couple
like
times.
Nobody I've ever met in my life. She has chapstick on her all the time.
Gosh, I'm really jealous of her. I always need chapstick.
I've got chapstick holder
it's
on
like
my
we're
lanyard
in the
now.
story. We're like the what is happening right now?
Yin to your yang.
Oh no, that's not us.
No. And moving right past.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know what that is, but I will say it's been a while. I might need to call that a UFO if it's not a creepypasta.
Oh, well, that's true. I guess you never know, but
you don't know. Listen, are you going to tell this Reddit user to come back and listen?
Yeah.
Then I mean, no offense, but I mean, it's out there. It's very well written. Like I said, it was very much like a lot of those creepy, scary stories I heard growing up.
Yeah, but it's so weird because it's like chapstick is not a scary.
Yeah, that kind of makes that's the believable part.
Yeah.
Right? That's like, I'm going to throw some random thing in there.
Right.
It's not creepy, so it just makes it believable enough.
Yeah.
So anyway, but if it's a true story, then I'm going to call that a UFO, meaning I can't identify it. I don't know what it is.
Ooh,
if it's true, I just can't come up with an explanation as to how the chapstick would go from being on their table. They walk upstairs and it's in the middle
doorway
of the doorway.
Where you want it to be noticed.
Like I thought maybe the dog carried it up there, but the way they say it, the dogs are with that person. So you would see that.
Plus it's like standing up. Like that's...
Yeah, it's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, that's hard for a dog.
Unless the dog's like... And just like... It's got a little bit of like ick on the bottom of it. From
that was such a gross sound you made right then. Good job.
Thank you. It's like that news radio back in the day when they would do like the sound of the storms.
Folly.
Mm-hmm, the honk honk. Anyway, moving along. Oh, are you so excited for mine?
I'm so excited for yours. I'm so excited that I just get to sit back and relax. I think I've gone second the last 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have not. And I'm going to tell you what. I'm on my third beer already.
Burr.
My third burr. I did listen last week. And boy, can you tell when it starts to hit me.
You can tell. I could tell while I was reading that you were getting so tired.
Oh.
At one point I looked over and your eyes were
Tonight?
Last week. It was pretty funny.
I told you. These days.
That's what I told Heather because she clears up in the Facebook page. She's like, no, listen, the woman was married to the man she was with on the porch. But
okay.
her dad had built the house. She grew up in it. And I was like, yeah, I figured that out when I was re-listening to edit. And then I was like, we are so dumb because it very clearly states that in her letter, in her
No, we're not
email.
so dumb. We're just so tired.
We're just so tired. By the time we do this, I'm just never used to it.
We got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Who does that?
So early. It's not right how early it has to be.
Who does that? Not Clems. That is not in our bloodline.
We're going to take a 10-year hiatus when our kids don't need us anymore and we can just disappear at 7 p.m.
Right.
to do this. Wouldn't that be great if we could record at 7?
Gosh.
We'd be
a little day drunk. Oh my gosh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Let's definitely do that.
Not in our foreseeable future right now. But.
True. Okay. So I asked for it and I got it and I'm so excited.
I love when I ask for it and I get it.
I know, right? I hate when I ask for it and I don't get it.
Oh my gosh. Like, I got to take care of myself. What are we talking about here?
I don't know. I don't know. You took a turn. But also, I'm also kind of like, great, I can take care of myself.
I know. I actually love when I get to take care of myself.
Squeezy.
Literally so much easier.
Oh, it's the best. It's so fast. It's not the best. That sounds horrible. Casey ever does.
It's kind of the best.
It kind of is. But
it's kind of the best. But it's fine.
It's just you just get to focus in one place.
Yes.
And we all know where that place is. But also, it's on your own time schedule. And then at the end, you're like, ha, perfect.
And now I get to go to bed.
Yeah.
And
good night.
I don't have to worry about anybody else being happy.
I don't need a high five. I don't need to say thank you. I don't need to be like, Nux, we did it. That's great. No, it's just like, I'm out. Good night. I don't even have to do a peace out.
We have a different end of activity routine, I think.
Oh, wait. Were you not talking about like playing tennis? Or
oh, yeah, I was. Okay. I was. I hate playing against the ball, but sometimes that's nice. Or the wall, not the ball.
Well, that's what I meant. Okay, anyway.
Okay, moving on.
When we take it too far, it goes there. Here we go. I asked David to send in his story.
Okay.
He kind of teased a little bit on Facebook, and I'm like, David, come on. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I love David. He's so funny.
I know.
Okay, so David's back. Here we go. Hi, ladies. The recent talk of psychics reminded me of a period in my life where I was actively engaged in trying to develop my spiritual self.
Ooh.
You know, back before I had to focus so much of my energy of just holding together my aging physical self.
Oh.
Whatever, David.
I hear that.
Listen, in my mind, David, you have got it going on.
I just want everyone to know, Megan pictures you all so hot.
Oh, I
Every
really
single
do.
one of you.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you're welcome.
And you are. So
Yeah.
way to go.
Own it, David. Own it. Okay, here we go. We're probably talking good 2 decades ago now. And yes, it did hurt me to do that calculation. My first brush with the world of psychic readings was at the Mind, Body, Spirit Festival in Sydney. If you didn't remember, David's from Australia.
Remembered.
That's why he's so hot. I went along with my mom. Yeah, you did. Your mom. Love it. I went along with my mom, and we decided to get a couple of different types of readings each so that we could compare notes and see which one was more effective. As it turns out, the answer was none of them.
Oh.
Because they were all equally generic and particularly, in my case, completely off the mark. I was told twice that I would be meeting the woman who I'd marry within the next 6 months. And even one of my mom's readings honed in on the idea that marriage wasn't far off for me as well.
Huh.
Which was all very interesting to this out and very proud homosexual.
Oh, thank goodness. I don't know why I've always thought David was homosexual. And now it's like.
No, David's told us that before.
Oh, really? Well, then that's why.
Yeah, I knew that this whole time.
It's probably just because I really liked him. And, you know, me and straight men, I'm like, take him or leave him. Unless you're Jared.
We love you, Jared. Every movie night, we have to remind Jared we love him. Oh, there's just a handful of men out there, and Jared, you're in there. So
yeah.
Okay, but yeah, no, David has told us that before, and that's probably why I feel such at ease to come on to him. But I mean it, David. You are hot.
Yeah.
Which was all very interesting to this out and proud homosexual struggling his way through a relatively new situationship with another man.
Oh.
I've never heard that term.
Oh, really?
Like instead of a relationship, a situationship?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, am I that old?
Yeah.
Oh man, I hate those moments.
Well, were they specifically saying you're going to meet the girl? Maybe they were just saying like you're going to meet the person.
No. They said the woman, you're about to meet the woman that you're going to marry. That's why David was like, oh, this is
Well, maybe though,
full of...
in their defense, they were accurate, except for the fact that they were like, oh, I can see you're going to be with the love of your life. And they're just like,
David
not
and I
very
have never
woke.
met. David and I have never met. And I don't know the timeline here. I think he said several years ago.
I'm just saying they could have been like, I see a strong love about to really develop in your life. And because they're
we've never met.
stereotypical, they're like, oh, well, it must be a woman. And then they interjected the woman when.
Aaron, that's the whole point. If you're a psychic, you should know better.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I mean, you should not
Maybe
know
they're
better.
just predicting.
You shouldn't know
luck.
better than to be like...
Yes, everyone should know better.
Everyone should know better, but not just because you're a psychic. I mean, that's just because you're a human being.
Right.
But I'm saying a psychic,
Right.
out of anybody, should know who you're going to end up with.
In their defense, maybe they were like,
I think there's a defense
there's
there.
lots of love happening, and they just assumed.
You don't assume when you're a psychic.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, keep reading.
I feel like that's David's whole point.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. I get it. You're defending the believer side of things. My apologies.
Yeah, I'm just saying maybe they were like, there's love in the air, and they didn't look too far into it.
I think that's called your job. I'm paying you for a reading. Okay, here we go. Sorry to be that person. About the only thing to happen at that festival that stood out to me as being interesting was when a woman looking after a bookstall stepped out in front of me and declared confidently that I was a bear.
Oh.
I remember laughing awkwardly in response as I was thrown into a gay existential crisis. I was husky, but not, now here's a word, hirsute, Hirsute, hirsute.
Okay.
I mean, that's a great word.
I don't know what that could mean.
I really hope it's not a typo. Okay. I was husky, but not hirsute, and I felt too young to be a bear yet. Now, that's interesting because I never associated bears with age. Like in the gay world, a bear to me is just like, you're like,
hot, burly.
Oh my God, so hot. Like, David, I hope you're a bear.
Yeah, can't really wrap your arms all the way around them.
Yeah, like you're big.
Yeah, I would.
Very hairy.
I am very into bears, which is not.
Oh, so into
not
bears.
Great. Good thing I'm already married to somebody because my
she would be married to
life
a gay man
would be
so fast.
so confusing. I'd just be fall in love with all these men who were like really not interested.
Not
Thank you.
Interested at all in you.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, as Tim Buchel, I would marry him in a heartbeat. I'm like, come here. He is like, ew, yuck. You have a vagina. I'm like, it's fascinating, Tim. You would love it. Just give it a try. Nope, not going to go there. He's not going to do it. Try as I might.
Womp, womp.
And I'm best friends with his husband. So it does make for awkward times. But Chad's fine with it. It's fine. Okay. She eventually seemed to realize that some kind of miscommunication had occurred because she awkwardly leapt into an explanation that I had the spirit of an educator and that this was something bears were associated with.
Huh.
I did end up buying the book about animal totems. Oh, David, so disappointed in you that she was discussing. So she clearly won me over in the end. I mean, that woman just jumped out at somebody and named an animal. And hook, line, and sinker was like, I'll buy the book. It's fine. It's okay, David. I still love you. I tried getting a couple of other psychic readings at various points, but the results were always pretty generic. That is until my best friend / housemate and I randomly encountered a woman doing readings at a local weekend market, probably 6 months after the Mind, Body, Spirit Festival. She was set up at a small table out in the open with a simple handwritten sign that said that she did card readings for $20. And I decided to give it a go.
Nice.
Well, in all capital letters and an exclamation mark. I decided to get a general reading rather than focus on anything in particular. And immediately after laying out the cards, she started umming and awing. And it was clear that she was trying to work out how to say something.
Oh.
I know, that's never good.
No.
It kind of reminds me of that time when we did tarot card readings.
Oh, yeah.
Which we have no business doing, Aaron.
Right. No.
None.
But we did disclaimers to everybody. We're like, we don't know what we're doing.
Oh, we said that up front. I think we even had a sign that was like, we are not professionals. This is just pure entertainment.
Yeah.
But you were doing beautifully.
I was. I nailed it.
You were rocking and rolling. Like, you were reading things like that. I was like, man, she sounds legit.
Yeah,
and they
I was
were
just
like,
reading from the book. I wasn't making it up.
No, you were reading out of the book, but everything you did, like, people were loving it.
Yeah.
And then you were like, I got to go to the bathroom. And I was like, oh, I got you. This is great. I've been watching you for like an hour. I can do this. This couple walks up. These two men walk up. They're probably in their 80s. I mean, the cutest little old couple. They walk up, and the first card I pull out is the death card. You had not had the death card all night long.
Yeah.
Not once did that card come out, to the point that I thought maybe you took it out. This old. I mean, they were so old. They probably died in the parking lot on the way home. And I pulled out the death card. Oh, my gosh. And then I'm like, it could be in your job. I mean, maybe like you're retired. And they're like, well, clearly I'm 90. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm so sorry. This is awful.
They laughed.
They did laugh, but I still felt really awkward. Man, psychics' jobs are harder than they look.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
I know. She eventually settled on apologizing repeatedly and then asking, is there any chance that you're not interested in women in that way? When I confirmed that I was indeed interested in men, she was visibly relieved and told me that she didn't know how she was going to explain the first part of the reading if I said no.
Oh.
She was already doing better than any of the other psychics that I'd gotten readings from up until this point. Even if the news that she had for me was that my situationship was doomed to failure.
Aww.
And if I were honest with myself, I already knew it.
Oh, bummer.
That is a bummer. Of course, as someone who was very much not being honest with myself at that time, I chose to reserve my judgment, even though she'd be 100% correct within a month's time.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm. We've all been there, David.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. When you like white knuckle it, you cling on to it. You're like, just gonna make this work.
Yeah, my first real boyfriend was so hot and so dumb.
That's the worst.
But he was so good looking.
Right.
Like, I remember he came to visit me at school and people did double takes. And I was like, I know.
That guy belongs
he wants
to me.
to make out with me.
Look at me go.
Oh, but he was so dumb.
Mm-hmm. And then you realize, like, that is just, like, ugh.
Yeah, you can't make that work too long.
No, like, not at all. Not at all. Anyway, David, you're better off. I'm just going to tell you right now.
That's true.
Listen, you get lonely, you come on over
to
the States. My gosh, I am married, David. Quit coming on to me. Okay. There was a lot of other stuff that I can't really remember the details of, and a suggestion that I should take up an opportunity to work in a field related to disability when the opportunity arose.
Huh.
But the other major thing that stood out to me at the time was that she told me that I should consider finding a new housemate within the next 6 months. Oh my gosh, that's awkward. Aren't you there with your housemate?
I think he's there with his mom.
No, that was the first psychic. This started with, he was at another place. Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, he's with his housemate.
Okay.
Oh, that's awkward. You're like looking at your housemate like, whoa.
What are you about to do?
Right?
I never want to be the skeptic, but maybe this was the con, like how the psychic was the con for your story last week. That housemate was like, I really got to get rid of David.
Oh,
and they're like,
the whole thing up.
Tell him you have to find a new housemate in 6 months.
Well, that can't be true. Who would ever want to get rid of David?
I'm just saying that guy seems like a dick.
An asshole. Let's read about them. Okay. Oh, I think we're right. I think he is an asshole.
Oh.
I should consider finding a new housemate within the next 6 months because there was going to be a major breakdown in communication between us, and I was going to be left high and dry when he moved out without warning. I remember laughing at the time and immediately writing everything off that she had said because there was no way that she was right.
Huh.
Lo and behold, in less than 6 months, I came home from work one day to find out that my housemate / former best friend had intentionally moved out with no warning.
Oh, what a jerk.
That's awful. When he knew I wasn't going to be there. I mean, what a dick move. Like,
right.
At least have the balls to be like, look, this is not working.
Right.
Like, be an adult.
Or lie. Say, hey, buddy, I'm so sorry.
Okay, or lie.
I've got to move out.
Yeah.
For health. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the older I get, the more like those uncomfortable moments of like me, like, I don't know what's happened with me, but I'm like, you know what? This is uncomfortable, but let's just go for it. Like, let's just say it.
Yeah.
Why not? You know what? It's not working out. We're not going to be roommates anymore. No hard feelings. I wish you well.
I love that your roommate now is your husband. You're saying it so nonchalant.
Hey, you know what? Prepare a speech just in case David ever wants to come to the States and things really work out. And I'm really into bears and he's really not.
Yeah,
into
something
me.
tells me it's not going to work out.
Damn. I'll introduce him to Tim and Chad. We'll see what happens there. Oh, we could be a fourth bull. What is that? Not a throuple. Not a throuple because there's going to be four of us. A Fourple.
I don't think that's a word.
Well, I just made it one.
I do think it's our title, though.
Get ready, you all. This is going to be fun. Wow, I really do need to start thinking about that uncomfortable conversation.
With everyone involved, because you're the only one interested. Those 3 men are like, no, thank you.
Oh my gosh, for real, in my mind for a minute, they were all gung-ho.
Like, you are not invited. Thank you for inviting or introducing us to David, but
I really,
get out.
in my little fantasy, the only uncomfortable conversation was going to be with my husband. But you're right. None of them want this. Whatever. In my mind, they do. It's
oh my
fine.
Gosh.
I mean, maybe David's open. We haven't even asked yet. Let's at least have the conversation. Okay. Good grief. Now I got tears in my eyes. Can't even read. Okay. We'd had a massive falling out about a month before this, when I'd had an absolutely horrible day at work that had led me to calling him in tears, only to be told that he didn't have time to talk. I would never do that to you, David.
Oh, never.
Because he was getting ready to go to dinner with his boyfriend. I'm sorry. No, you have time. You have time.
Yeah.
Your boyfriend can just take a moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now this is just really pissing me off for you, David. While asking me to confirm that I'd still be able to pick him up from work that night.
Oh, no, sorry.
That moment has passed, my friend.
That's right.
You can get a ride from someone who cares.
You don't have time for my tears. I don't have time to drive you.
That's right. I was really hoping that would rhyme with tears. Like, I don't have time for your beers.
I don't have time for your beers.
Yeah, but it didn't make sense, but it would have been great if it did. I can post more of the details of... Oh, yeah, we would love a lot of that. We love details. I can post more of the details of that whole situation up on Facebook if it pleases. It does.
It does. We love some tea.
Oh, yeah. Give us all the tea. In a version of my own game, which I like to call, No, I'm Not the Arsehole, and fuck you if you think otherwise.
That's right.
Amen to that. But suffice it to say, I told him that he could find his own way home. Yes, you go, David. From that point on. And we'd existed in a state of avoidance and stony silence since. So not only did the psychic end up being right, but it was actually a huge relief when it happened.
Oh, man.
At least you kind of saw it coming.
Yeah. I've been in that toxic roommate relationship. It is not fun.
Mm-hmm. I once had a roommate, you all. Like, listen, I don't mind if everybody likes to get naked. I don't care. But not when we're in a dorm room the size of a closet.
Yeah.
And she would walk around naked. And her favorite thing to do was while I was and listen, it was this, I would lay in bed and she would walk up to tell me something with her full vag right in my face. Like there was nothing else I could do. Where am I to look in that situation? Because if I look up, I'm like looking into her vag. but I'm like, then I would just turn. I would turn like my whole body the other direction and face the cement wall because we're in a dorm room and in like what, the 90s.
Right.
And then she would just continue to stand there and talk to me. Like, take a hint. As I mentioned in the Facebook group, when it comes to psychics, I think it's all about the individual. Some of them are scammers. Some are engaging in cold reading to various degrees of success. And then there are those people who do seem to have a genuine talent for it. So, hey, I guess it's just like any other profession in that respect.
Oh, that's very true.
Very true, right? Part of me would love to go back to those markets and see if that woman is still around doing her readings. But given how the 2020s have been so far, I don't know if I'd want to risk any more bad news, even if it did mean some preparation time. Cheers, David. Preferred pronouns, he, him.
Oh, David, we love you so much.
Oh, love a good David story. And that's so true. Like,
yeah.
Again, the door is a little bit wider open to psychics. I do think that, we talk about the percentage of the brain that we use. So that could be something that is there.
Yeah.
Where people use more of their brains and they can like hone in and relate to people in different ways. I think that there's a lot to be said about being an empath. I think there's a lot to being said about like social emotional intelligence. That doesn't really get credit. I feel like in the last maybe 10, 15 years, it's gotten more credit.
Yeah.
But, when you feel like you can read a room.
Yeah.
And you feel like you can kind of feel someone's energy and understand. Like some people are really good at that.
Right.
whether that's just like they're good at tuning in to how that person is feeling, or if they can actually predict things that are going to happen.
Yeah. Because especially if David was with their housemate.
Yeah, like what if she like, picked up on that?
There's something going on here, underlying current that like this isn't good for you. I don't know what it is, but trust me, you should probably find a new place to live, you know?
Right.
So they're picking up on that guy's energy.
But like their chemistry together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that there is a science to that. I'll say that.
I cannot wait for my birthday present where we get to do a psychic birthday.
Okay, so this is funny
party.
because I haven't heard back from her. Now I think she did say she's very busy right now.
Yeah.
So then Katie was like, "Hey, she's like, well, let me give you her email because we exchanged a couple times. Let me give her an email. Maybe she'll like be more responsive in email." Okay, great. So she gives me her email, and then I like have forgotten, because I've just like life has gotten busy. And then Katie the other day was like, "Hey, did you get a hold of Mary Lou yet?" And I said, "No, but I feel as though she should know that I am wanting to send her an email.
And she should feel that."
Exactly. And it made Katie laugh really hard, so I felt like it was a win. Are you ready for tonight's fan favorite?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey, David, come on over here to the States. I mean, you don't have to, but listen, someday that'd be great.
Yeah, my other two Aussies came over, Tony and Ryan. So come on, David.
Come on, David. What is holding you back? Invite your mom. She sounds lovely.
Oh, she does sound a delight.
We'll have a psychic party. You could be the other two.
I would totally let you guys come to my psychic party.
Let's do it. That'd be fun. But no pressure. No pressure. But I just really think that you're awesome. And screw that guy. Forget him.
Yeah.
What a dick. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't feel like David seems like the person that just is melodramatic and like cries all the time.
Right.
I don't know David. There's two sides to every story. However, from what I picture, we do know David. And what I know about David is that he's not going to do that. So this guy's just being an asshole and trying to get more attention, whatever. Like, if I'm dating somebody and they're like, look, my friend really needs me right now, that's going to get them points.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, good. That means you're a good human being. You're a good person.
Right.
So,
or at the very least, be like, hey, be apologetic, not just like, I can't come, but you're going to get me. Be like, I am so sorry, but I really, I can't come right now. I
value our time together, but
I promise I'll be there for you later. We'll do ice cream and we'll cry about it together. Like, you don't just blow them off.
Or you don't blow them off. Yeah. If like, if you have to, but he went about it the wrong way. Right. And then asked you to go pick him up from work? No,
thank you.
Come on. Who is this guy thinking he is? Anyway, not good enough for you, David. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely not.
Okay. And there's a lot of great beers here in Louisville. I'm just telling you.
Oh, yeah. We got a good scene. That's why I moved here.
Do. We really do. David.
Even if they're not interested in me.
Yeah, that's true. They don't love us, but we sure love them. Okay. So this week's fan favorite is none other than the lovely Sonia.
Okay.
Sonia is Sandra's sister.
I knew exactly because I've seen them on Facebook.
I know. They're the cutest. Like, I love how they go back and forth.
They should have a sister podcast.
I would totally listen to that.
I would too.
Come on, you all. You could be like the S's. Something with the S's. Yeah. You guys have it. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, I asked her to be our fan favorite. She writes back, "Hi, sisters. Thank you for choosing me to be a fan favorite for this episode. My sister, Sandra." I think it's Sandra.
Sandra or Sandra. It could be either. It could be both.
I think it's Sandra.
It's probably not both.
That would be weird. Hi, my name is Sandra.
My name is Sandra, but you can call me Sandra or whatever you feel comfortable with.
Okay, I think it's Sandra.
Okay,
so I'm going to go with Sandra. If it's Sandra, I apologize. My sister Sandra G turned me on to this podcast a few months ago, and it was love at first listen.
I just remembered when Sandra, because we kept going, look at me, I'm Sandra G. Yeah, yep. I remember that now.
Now, do you remember, did she correct us?
I don't remember that.
Sandra G?
I don't remember that.
Okay, well, hopefully it's Sandra G. Okay, I'm an amateur photographer with a knack for shooting graveyards and abandoned structures.
Ooh.
I know, wouldn't that be cool? My motto is that I see beauty where most see atrophy.
Oh,
that is so cool, isn't it?
That is very cool.
I'm also a craft goddess.
I
love that.
Me too.
And dabble in mixed media and run a small hair bow making business.
Oh,
my friends, I know, like you are busy,
Jack
Sonia.
of all trades.
Right? My friends give me hell about my bow business because if you know me, I don't look like a bow maker. I also have a channel on TikTok where I tell 60-second spooky stories.
What? I want to follow.
Uh-huh. And a lot of them are first-hand accounts. But those are just my hobbies. However, when I am in my studio working on photos or making some badass bows for kids, my go-to pod is My Skeptical Sister.
Aw.
I love it. By the way, my actual job is in healthcare. That's not even a real job.
Oh my gosh, you're busy.
Man, you're busy.
When do you sleep?
She doesn't. My actual job is in healthcare risk management. Boring. Okay, not really. It's super interesting.
Oh.
I would imagine. Is that like how risky your job is as far as like safety?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just made that up, but it sounds interesting.
I don't know.
All right, enough plugging me and my hobbies. My official plug would have to be for the MS Society, but my sister Sandra already covered that when she was the fan favorite from some episodes back. I have decided to plug the Palm Valley Animal Society, PVAS, in Edinburgh, Texas. Unfortunately, the pet population in South Texas, aka the Valley, is out of control. There are many pockets of the Rio Grande Valley that are impoverished, and people don't have the means to care for their pets properly. It's not unusual to see animals roaming the streets. Living in Dallas, I follow various local rescue groups, and most of the rescued animals come from the Valley. Although I've never adopted from Palm Valley Animal Society, I am aware of their services. They partner with other businesses to provide low-cost community clinics on the second Saturday of each month, and services include $10 vaccines and microchips.
Oh, that's
great.
Amazing.
It is. $10. That's great. But that's just some of what they do for our four-legged friends. To learn more about PVAS or to donate, please visit their website at pvastx.org. I wanted to note that I have I don't know how to say this, Chiweenie. There we go. Like a Chihuahua and a wiener dog, maybe.
Cute.
A Chiweenie named Pippi that I rescued from the Valley. She is living her best life here in Dallas with 2 other dog siblings and 2 cats. Oh, and let's not forget my husband, Jeremy, who also listens to the podcast.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Jeremy, you're also not one of the men we talk about.
No.
We love you, whether he wants to or not.
Well, then
okay,
you're
then
on
maybe
the
you
fence.
are. Yeah, you're. Oh, that's great. Oh, I will leave you with a quick story from my 60-second spooky stories on TikTok.
Okay, I was just about to say I've had my finger crossed. I'm like, girl, why are you not?
Yeah, we've got one. So how about we wait until next week? Leave it as a teaser.
Okay.
Next week, we're going to read Sonia's story.
Okay, I can't wait. And I'm definitely going to follow, but it sounds like you've got enough stories. You should be writing these in.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Thank you so much, Sonia, for being an awesome fan favorite and for getting your sister involved. Your sister's the one who introduced you, but getting your husband involved.
Right, whether he likes it or not.
Whether he likes it. That's all we ask for. Just get everybody involved, whether they want it or not.
Just make them.
Make them listen to one episode. If they don't like us after one, they don't have to listen anymore.
Make sure it's a good one. Maybe the vibrator one. That's always a funny one.
Oh, good Lord. Which one?
I don't know. We do
I feel
talk about it a lot.
We talk about them a lot.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, what's not to talk about?
I know. They're ideal.
We already explained how they work tonight.
Thought we were talking about tennis.
Stop, I have to pee so bad. Don't
No,
make me
sorry.
laugh.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Okay, thank you for writing in your stories, David, and thank you for letting me read your story, mystery Reddit person.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to follow us on our website, go to www.myskepticalsister.com where you can write us in directly. You can find our P.O. box, find our merch, which some of you sound interested in t-shirts, so I'm going to start looking into that. You can also find out how to become a Patreon on our website. $3 a month gets you a sticker, a magnet, bonus content weekly, and $5 a month gets you all that, plus our movie night, which is happening. You just missed it.
Oh,
Yeah, you all just missed it. We're about to do it in 2 days, but y'all just missed it. You can also write us in directly at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. Please rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or anywhere you listen that lets you do that. And tell your friends about us. We would appreciate it. We are also on socials like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Oh, and our competition is still going on. Our giveaway for the really cute earrings are still going on. You have until December 3rd to become a $5 Patreon and join in order to get the earrings. If you want those cute little earrings that Stephanie made, just go to our Patreon, join us, listen, join us
There we go.
through December, and then you can drop us. It's fine. But
There we go.
go ahead, join us for a little bit. All right. Thank you guys so much. We will talk to you next week.
Cheers, Big Ears.
Same goes, big nose.
La 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 la.
Hey, guys, I've been listening. Oh, nope. Sorry, David. I started to read Kaylee's story. That would have been so bad. I'm like, David, you haven't been listening for a couple of months, dude. You're like a year in at least. I gotta remember to breathe, Rue. I'm a little like nervous. Nervous to read in front of you, Rue. It's been a while. It's been one week. I can post more of the. Sorry, I'm really getting a little tipsy, and I'm definitely slap happy because I'm exhausted. So just buckle up, everybody. We got a little bit more to go.
Oh my gosh, I tried so hard not to laugh too hard because I had a mouthful of wine. I swallowed it.
I didn't think it was funny until you started laughing. I was just going to keep reading, and then it was like a church moment when you started laughing. I was like, oh, here we go. Okay. Degrees is it? Degrees is.
Degrees is.
Nope.
Good degrees is.
Degrees is. Cheers, Big Is. Wait, was that not Australian accent?